As promised, Facebook friends, I have with me here Shakaman Rasta to explain certain things to you. And this video, I promise you all, he told me that he was going to come and do this. Shaka, I want to know why our country, the people in our country these days, are so silent. What do you think has caused this silence? People, so much things happening in this country, and people are not talking out. What do you think of that?
Well, a simple case of the church is gone a whoring with the state. Now, we could remember there was a man here named Servant of the Lord who used to try to explain these things to us, and maybe we never really knew what he was talking about. But when you look at this from the Holy Scriptures, Revelation 19, taught about mystery Babylon the Great, mother of all harlots that sit upon the waters of the that sit upon the waters and make fornication of the kings of the earth, and carry a name abominable. My children move out from her. Now that is what was said there. And then the Encyclopedia Britannica stated that a woman in spiritual high places represent the church. Now, so because the church go a whoring with the state, it opened a demonic floodgate. And now all these demons now, where the church was supposed to put a check to, the church is in place now, releasing them on the people as well. In simple terms, like we have all these leaders gravitating to the political leaders because of what they call it, duty free concession, etc., etc. Whereas this thing shouldn't be. So because of all those kinds of injustice that they mete out upon the people, right now we are paying the fruit of it. All these crimes that are going about, it is not happening just because like that. It is something that was being put into place, and it was being put into place over a portion of time. You see, because I had to go into this part as well. I had to deal a little bit of politics tonight, because the truth is, it is for that reason why even Mr. Hannibal's sky reaching up in our rulership in this country in this time, because you see, this thing was set. This thing was set way back from 1989, where when the NDP under James Mitchell put 6 seats in this country and won the 6 of them. Now when I say 6, everybody will say it's 15, but when you count 5 or 1, that is 6. And from a Rastafari perspective, we know that is the mark of the beast. Now, look what went on it. Now, there was, when Mr. Gonsalves said that Mr. Arnim Eustace is a servant and can be a leader, because precisely that is the idea they have for him. Precisely that is why Jerry Scott could not make it. Precisely because they thought that Mr. Arnim Eustace was a pushover, who they could, because okay, grew up in a disciplined home, and then he have to carry out order, etc. And they tell themselves that is what
He's a puppet.
yes, that would happen. But it backfired on them very early, because look at the transformation in Victoria Park, where Mr. Mitchell just dangled the key in front of Mr. Arnim Eustace's face and took it back. A warrior like me would have walked off the stage.
Yeah. So you want to think that because the church, you said the church joined with the political people, the high wigs in the political parties, that all this is why we have silence now in Simmons and the Grand. So all these problems we have of nepotism, where a man could bring his son here now to go straight into parliament as a senator, nobody talk. Have his cousin there with one of the biggest posts in the country. He's a minister, nobody vote for him. So because of all these things, it's attributed to the silence in our country. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it was all planned. Now it came to fruition in 2000. Now, okay, look how plain it is. Mr. Arnim Eustace was next in line. Why did he do the negotiation over the skirmish that we had here in 2000? The roadblock, etc., etc. We call it the grenade.
Yeah, the walk on the Grand Dance Beach.
Yeah, yeah. Why wasn't it Mr. Eustace who did that?
Why did he? Why did they invite him? You're saying?
Precisely. But no, they shouldn't invite him.
He should.
Him should have been the one. Mitchell had no right in that reasoning per se.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Mr. Eustace who had to handle it.
Right. So all these the country is quiet because of all these things.
It's demonic. It's a demon spell they cast on the people.
Right.
And Mr. Arnhem Eustace now, they recognize what have been the one to break it.
Yeah.
So they come together now. It was a collective decision to keep him out of the parliament. We have to sit through these things, you know, brethren.
Right.
Because you see, 5 and 1 is 66. That is Mr. Mitchell, right? Arnhem Eustace is 7 because he delivered the spirituality aspect of it. Ralph Gonsalves is 8. What goes around comes around, right? And he tried to stamp his number when he tried to bring 17 seats into the country. 7 and 1 is 8.
Right. Okay.
You see, so the ploy is that Mr. Eustace should never go into parliament as the leader of the country. It is a spiritual wickedness cast, and they're using the people to make sure it happens.
Right. So, what is there hope for our country then?
Yeah, educational hope through our spiritual connection. In that, for example, if someone bring the flesh and bone on a plate and the blood, sweat and tears of your ancestors for you and tell you eat and drink, will you? Obvious says no. Alright, so we have to start to look into this thing that they call gifts. Because all these gifts that they're giving us, we are selling out our ancestors' flesh and blood, sweat and tears again. For example, when you go to collect a ransom from a man for your vote, I mean, where did you get that vote from? How did it come to you? Did you lose any sweat? Did you bruise any part of your body? I mean, what part did it come to? We have to realize these things, that when we do that, even our ancestors walk against us because we are betraying them. Let us stop to think, if they had taken a bribe, where we would have been today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shaka. I could see, and I hope our listeners did catch on that, because you're a very spiritual person and a person who talk very mystically, I think. Thank you very much. That's the first video, Shaka. That's one.